Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be my weekly Will I Buy It. I post my Will I Buy It videos every single Wednesday where I'm chatting about some new makeup releases and launches, talking a little bit about them, letting you know my thoughts on them and if I'm planning to pick them up or pass over them. And as always, I have a lot to chat about this week, so why don't we go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so I was getting some tags on new releases from Nabla Cosmetics. I talked about Nabla Cosmetics just a couple weeks ago about their new eyeshadow palette that was coming out. I think it was called the Soul Blooming palette, was that one? And now they have some more new releases coming up. So they have a concealer coming out, a baking and setting powder, a powder brush, a concealer brush, a makeup sponge, and then also a makeup bag. It's going to be coming out on June 7th. So I've never purchased anything from Nabla Cosmetics. I ended up not getting that eyeshadow palette. I was just kind of reading, you know, I love obviously reading the comments and the feedback that comes in on these videos, and a lot of people seem to kind of be trying to talk me out of that palette, so I decided that I would wait and see and just watch the reviews and see what everyone else has to say about that palette. So I've still never made a purchase from Nabla Cosmetics. I can't say, like, for the concealer, it's just something I'm not super interested in. I just picked up the new Ulta Beauty concealer that I shared in my latest haul, and I'm really actually liking it. The baking and setting powder, I have so many of those. I just did a declutter for that. I just wouldn't need it. The brushes, again, just did a brush declutter, trying to rein it in on how many brushes I purchase. I mean, I do like sponges, don't get me wrong, like I love trying out new makeup sponges. I don't know what that's about, but it's fun. But a lot of these things, and then like the makeup bag, it's like, do I really need anything right now? Probably not. Sometimes in my Will I Buy It videos, if I've just made like a big makeup purchase, which I did, there's a lot of sales over Memorial Day weekend. There was double cashback at Sephora through eBay. Ulta was having some coupons, so that's when I went ahead and placed my orders, and I feel like I got quite a bit of stuff. I did just share my haul video, so I'll have it linked down below, but I feel like when that happens, I kind of like think a little bit harder. You know, it's like, ooh, I just spent a lot of money on makeup and there's a lot of things that I want to be trying and all of that. So I'm not going to pick up anything from these new releases from Nabla Cosmetics, but I would love to know if you are. Okay, obviously it's not a Will I Buy It video unless we're going to talk about Colourpop, because Colourpop has some more new releases coming out. So Colourpop is celebrating their birthday. Oh, I remember I even said it last week, or I put the year that they started over here, and now I've already forgotten it, but I want to say maybe they've been around for like 4 years or something, which is crazy to see how successful a company has gotten in such a small amount of time. Like, that was pretty wild when you think about it. But they are coming out with some more new releases, and honestly, these ones kind of got my attention. Colourpop is one of those brands that they just put out so much that a lot of times it can get overwhelming, and it kind of like deters me from buying from them, because I'm like, it's just too much. Like, no, stop. But every once in a while they do release something that does cause me to give them the side eye. So this is their new face duos. It says each one includes a sculpting shade and a highlighter. They are $10, and it looks like they have 3 different ones. One is cool tone for light skin tones, one is warm tone for medium, and warm tone for medium deep. So I'm interested in these because I feel like I've always heard a lot of really good things about the Colourpop face duos, and they've always been on my list to buy from Colourpop. There was one time I was placing an order, I don't even remember what it was for, but the particular face duo that I wanted, which I couldn't even tell you the name of it right now, it was sold out. And I think there was another time too that I was going to place an order and I wanted that face duo, and it was sold out again. A lot of people just seem to say really good things about them. I see them pop up in tutorials quite often, so I've always kind of like been considering it. So when I saw that they were coming out these new ones, I get a little nervous though when I do see like new things like this, because Colourpop is pretty notorious for constantly changing formulas. I mean, with their face products, with their eyeshadows, with their lipsticks. When I first started getting into Colourpop, I was purchasing their lip products quite a bit, like especially like their ultra mattes, and it felt like every 3 months you were getting a completely different formula, and it's like, it's frustrating because you feel like you don't know what you're ordering. And it's frustrating as a blogger who tries to give reviews. It's frustrating because you don't know when something is changing, and it's changing for the worse. And it's like, ooh, I've been recommending that, and people are buying it and being like, what? This is terrible. Or, you know, it's not exactly like what you said it was going to be like, you know, so it's kind of difficult. But I think I still want to pick one of these up. I maybe would do House of Mirrors, which is the warm tone medium. You know, typically in the summertime, I do get quite a bit tanner, and just kind of looking at the highlight in this photo, I think I would like that highlight a lot on me. So I'm thinking about this one. This is one that I'm considering. Of course, I was getting a whole bunch of tags on a new palette from Too Faced. It's always so interesting to see. I get tagged a lot over on my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, a lot of people tag me directly on Trend Mood when she posts new photos, and I always have her page listed down below because oftentimes I'm just reading directly from her account. But sometimes it's so funny to see people's opinions or the emojis that they use when they tag me, because it helps me get a vibe of what people are thinking. But Too Faced. So it says Too Faced is taking us back to 1998. They have a new eyeshadow palette coming out. It says it's gonna have different finishes. All I see on this post right now is that it's coming soon, and I don't think I see anything else about it. But I think Too Faced is kind of celebrating their 20 years. Is that right? Math is hard, so who knows? I could be way wrong. But they are celebrating their launch, you know, anniversary and whatnot. So they're doing kind of a lot of like throwback stuff, which is super cute. I get that. I dig that. So the inside of the palette, you know, we can see everything, and it's very interesting. Like there's the top row, the bottom row, and the top row says circa 1998. The bottom row says circa 2018. And then we have the original 10 and then the originals reinvented. I think the concept is really cool. If you guys don't know, I'm a big fan of like nostalgia. I mean, if you watched yesterday's video about the brands that I loved before PR, and I was sharing all my different little stories, I love stuff like that. So when I saw this, I was like, I really, really like the concept of this, because it's just like, it's just something fun for me. And also, if you guys don't know, I've said it before in like a few previous videos, but Too Faced was one of the first, you know, high-end brands that I was purchasing a lot from. And I actually started out as a blogger almost 10 years ago, and I have a blog still. I review books on it. I'm also an author and a book blogger. But I also reviewed a lot of lifestyle things on there, and also makeup and beauty. And Too Faced was one of the first ever makeup brands that sent me PR before I had a YouTube channel, before Instagram and all of that. And I would review the products on my blog for Too Faced. So it's always like, I don't know. So just when I saw this, it just kind of like brought me back to like how I could remember feeling getting the packages from Too Faced. When I see this, I kind of like get those memories as well. Like, can you believe that that was a thing? Like that was something that used to happen even before, you know, YouTube and, you know, videos and Instagram and all that kind of took over. It was good old blogging. So all of that aside though, I don't know if the palette gives me the feels that I want it to give me. Again, I like the concept, I really do. But something about the inside still isn't calling enough to me. I don't know what it is. Like, but I kind of wish I felt differently, because I feel like this would be a palette that would be up my alley, just thinking about everything else that I just said. But still, when I saw what it looked like on the inside, I was just kind of like, meh. So I don't know. I don't see a price on it either. Maybe something will change my mind, or maybe something will sway me. You know, I like some of the pinks in there and the purple. And again, I truly do like the concept of it, but just looking at the inside, I'm not sure if it's gonna totally, you know, call to me in that way. But again, I'll be watching for it. I'll be watching for the price of it. And maybe seeing, you know, if I see some other reviews coming in for it, I'll see what people have to say, because I thought it was a pretty fun concept. I'm not gonna lie. What do you guys think about it though? Because a lot of people, it seemed like a lot of people weren't really feeling it. So you'll have to let me know what you think. Okay, moving on. So BH Cosmetics has another new release. So this one is called the Aurora Lights. So it's a new addition to their Galaxy palettes, and it's the baked eyeshadow formula. So they are coming out with a couple different things. The palette, which is going to be, is it $18? And then there's going to be a 10-piece brush set as well. The brushes I'd probably pass over. I still want to get the marble brushes that BH just released. I haven't gotten them yet, but I'm still highly considering it. I wanted to do my brush declutter first, which I did. So one thing that I'll say, like the inside, it looks cool. You know, it looks very like galaxy and funky and all of that. I actually don't love the BH baked eyeshadow formula though, and I think a lot of people really do. I've heard good things about it, and that's why I've tried the palettes in the past that have that baked eyeshadow formula, but it's just not a favorite for me. I felt like it was just kind of hard to get the product on my brush. I felt like it was hard to get the product on my eyes. So that for that reason, I would know that I would skip over this one because it's not a formula that I love. I would prefer like their regular eyeshadows. That's what I enjoy the most. But if you are someone who does love the baked eyeshadow formula, you could probably really like this one. And the colors are really fun and funky, and you know, there's some hot pinks in there, and of course we got the blues and the golds and all of that. And it looks like a really pretty green. And of course, $18, I mean, that's pretty cool. So it says that there's glitter finishes, foil finishes, and high impact color finishes. So pretty neat. Just not gonna be one for me, but you have to let me know what you think. This one I thought was pretty interesting. We have a new brand launching, which I was curious about. So it says Revlon is launching a new exclusive prestige brand called Flesh Beauty, and they are starting off with 40 shades of foundation sticks, also 14 highlighters, 8 blushes, 13 lipsticks, and eyeshadow palettes. Okay, so the price range looks to be around $18 for the lipsticks, $38 for the eyeshadow palettes. It says will be available June 24th online at Ulta Beauty exclusive and in 575 doors by the end of 2018. Okay, so obviously I think this is getting a lot of buzz because it's a new brand coming out with the 40 shades of foundation. I think a lot of people are really, you know, seeing that and being excited for that. One thing that I thought was interesting when I saw Revlon is launching a new brand, but then it says prestige brand, and then, you know, we're seeing 38 for the eyeshadows and 18 for the lipsticks. I don't think it says, or 38 for the eyeshadow palette, 18 for the lipsticks. I think I said that incorrectly. I don't see a price on what maybe the foundations will run, but I thought that was interesting because Revlon is, to me, was more known for being an affordable brand. So Revlon is kind of like their own big umbrella, and then they own other brands underneath it, similar to like an Estee Lauder is like the umbrella, and then they own brands underneath, including Too Faced. So Revlon, I looked it up because I was like, and Revlon owns Revlon, obviously. Also Almay, which is a more affordable brand. Also Sinful Colors, which I didn't realize that is more of like an affordable nail polish brand. But then they also owned Elizabeth Arden, which I think is a little bit more up there. I'm not super familiar with that brand. But it was just something that kind of caught my attention. Like, okay, so under Revlon's umbrella, they're coming out the new prestige brand. That's interesting. Flesh Beauty, they say, kind of the quote from it is, it's really focused on the idea of flesh being all flesh colors. We're redefining the notion of what flesh color really is and having it to be inclusive on every level. I'm definitely pretty curious about this one, and since it will be in Ulta Beauty, that's pretty cool as well. Apparently it's going to be more on the prestige side, but I'll definitely be interested in what everything is going to be about. So far, I only see photos of the foundation. I don't see the eyeshadow palette that's been released yet. I don't see the lipstick shades or anything like that. So we don't have a ton to go off of yet at this moment, but I'm curious about this. That's pretty interesting. So we got a new brand on the horizon. So next up, I have a new release here from Beauty Bakerie Makeup. They're coming out with the Milk and Honey Highlighter Palette. It says it'll be available on June 15th. I think you can just get Beauty Bakerie on their website. I didn't see a price on this palette, so I'm not 100% on what the price will be. This is one, like, I kind of looked at it for a while, like, do I need this one? It definitely kind of gives me like Glow Kit vibes. You know, we got the 4 different pans in there. I like the Bay Sweet, the Bee Sweet Bay. Hello. One, it kind of has like the imprint. It says like milk and honey and such in there. That's pretty cute. I do wish we had a price on it, but if I'm thinking realistically, in my latest haul, I purchased the Laura Geller Gilded Honey Highlight, and I also purchased the Natasha Denona Duo, which I do have on my face today, both the blush and the highlight, which I think are pretty darn pretty. So I'm like, realistically, do I need another highlight palette? Probably not. So I think I'm gonna be good and say no to this one, but it does look really pretty. But then next, Yeah, no, I'm not gonna be so strong here. Okay, so Violet Voss is coming out with a new eyeshadow palette, and the moment that I saw this photo, like the tags were coming in, I didn't know that this was a Violet Voss palette. Looking at the release photo that they shared, I would not have guessed Violet Voss. It just looked different from their other palettes that we've seen. So this is, or does it even have a name on it? I don't even know if it has a name. It just says coming soon on that post, and that is, yeah, that's the only post I see so far about it. Okay, so we don't have much information about it, but I'm into it. I'm into it because when I first saw it, it reminded me of the Natasha Denona Tropic palette, and I really wanted that one, but that's, you know, over $100 for Natasha Denona, and I was like, I just don't know if I can do it. Violet Voss palettes are usually around $40. Am I saying that right? Yes, most of their palettes I checked are around like $45, so hopefully that's what this one would be because I am interested in it. It's so pretty. It looks really beautiful for summer. I'm interested. What am I, Samantha? I'm too excited, I can't speak. I'm interested in those yellows and the oranges. The pinks look beautiful. That light blue looks really nice as well. I'm interested in it. I'm probably gonna go ahead and pick this one up. I have the Holy Grail eyeshadow from Violet Voss, is one of my Holy Grails. I love that palette. I wear it so often. And then I also have the hashtag palette from them as well, which I don't love as much as the Holy Grail, but I like this color scheme, and for how, like, I really did want that Natasha Denona Tropic palette, but I just could not. Like, I haven't been able to purchase a Natasha palette because I'm like, it's just so expensive, but I'm really attracted to those colors in there. I think it looks like a really nice summer palette, so I'm probably gonna pick that one up. Violet Voss, you can also, usually their palettes are coming into Sephora now as well, so especially if it would be available at Sephora, want that one real bad. Okay, and then the last item that I have to chat about this week is another new eyeshadow palette. This one is from Urban Decay. They really are coming out with a lot lately. So their new palette is called Born to Run, and it's travel inspired, which is also right up my alley. It says includes 21 shades with different finishes. It's gonna be $49, and it will be available in July. The packaging on it is really, really cute, and man, like, travel inspired. If you guys didn't know, I was a travel major in college. I feel like the inspo behind this palette, and like I love the names in there as well. Oh. But okay, so $49. I really do like Urban Decay. They're one of my favorite brands. I like a lot of their eyeshadow palettes, but I don't know, like something about when I saw this one, I didn't immediately like get the vibe. Like I got the vibe from the packaging, and I was like, oh, what's it gonna be? And then when I saw the inside, I was like, I feel like I'm trying to get myself excited for it, which I'm so bummed about. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this one? I don't know why it's not speaking to me as much as I thought maybe it would, and I feel like at first glance when I look at this, I just immediately think, oh, I have those shades. I mean, you know, and we can say that so often about so many different makeup releases, but still there's certain things about whatever makeup item it might be that you're like, I know I have those shades, but I still have to have this one. I'm so excited about it. And then there's other products that you're like, I know I have those shades, so I can say no. And that's kind of where I'm at with this one. Oh, but I love the packaging on it so much. I really do. And it's $49. I like a lot of the Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes, and I think they are really good quality. So I'm kind of going back and forth between this one. What do you guys think about it? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. This one I'm kind of teetering back and forth on, but I feel like I should say no. I feel like I should say no. Alright guys, after that, that's gonna do it for this week's Will I Buy It video. I hope that you enjoyed this week's video and seeing some of the new makeup releases. Let me know what you thought about everything that I talked about down below. What do you think that you'll be getting? What are you saying no to? I would love to know. Keep tagging me over on Instagram, letting me know what you want to see in next week's Will I Buy It video. And as always, if you guys did enjoy this one, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up. I hope that you'll also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video.